Hey, good morning, everyone. Rory Powers, Right Line Trading. Let's get ready to rumble. Before we get started, this broadcast is for demonstration and educational purposes only. I am not NOT, a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. Okay, good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone had a nice evening. Had some one-day passes trigger. Wow, look at that. That 2-minute is red hot. We got the NASDAQ, 30 range and 2-minute both scored this morning. Nice move up on this signal A. Let's let the market settle down. The opening bell just came. I'm going to pull up the Forex Factory. And let's see what's on the agenda. Tuesday, July 23rd. 10 a.m. Manufacturing Index. I don't see any red folders today. No high impact news reports. The closest thing we got to that is existing home sales at 10 and Richmond Manufacturing Index at 10. If it's your first time joining us, we're showcasing the AI Auto Trader, which is a fully automated trading system that runs on NinjaTrader 8. Once the strategies are enabled, the system will execute and manage the trades on your behalf. We've got a pretty diverse portfolio of instruments that the system trades, with all of the futures index equities, along with crude oil and gold. Let's take a look at the open positions. We got quite a few open positions. System can simultaneously trade a number of different strategies. We're in short trades on the NASDAQ. The Haymaker's been trading great. Let's take a look at the Haymaker here. So in order for you to see, if you're running the system, it's important to know, in order for you to see the trade on your chart, the account in your chart trader, and this is the chart trader over here, this is my chart trader, the account in my chart trader must be the same account that the open position is in. So if I want to see this gold trade, I would go to my gold chart and put in the signal B AI drone. So I'll go to the gold signal B AI drone, and now I can see that trade. We got a retracement on the 30 range. If we look up to our 2-minute, we are set up for a short trade. The reason I say we're set up for a short trade is because price is below the 50. The 50's red on my 2-minute. This solid line is the 50. The ES is in. The ES is trying to trade right through that VWAP. The VWAP is that pink dotted line on my chart. ES, the bot. So 10 a.m., existing home sales, Richmond Manufacturing Index, 10 a.m. News reports. Good morning, Stapleton. NQ is in a beautiful trade on this Stevens strategy. That's a strategy that I'm testing. How do I get rid of the writing wean uploading the cross? How do I? I'm not sure I understand that question. My Hebrew friend. Here goes another signal A. Let's see if the haymaker jumps in long here. You can see our 2-minute now just crossed above our 50. When the 50's red, green, red, green, red, that's an indication of a volatile market. We have big swings up and down. When it's just sloping in one direction, either green or red, then we have a trending market. Knowing what my triggers are, the signal A. Hey, good morning, Greg. Sorry I missed you yesterday. Let's talk today. Yesterday was a bit of a hectic day. There goes gold. There goes gold. Listen, I hate to jinx any strategy, but that 2-minute, 1-day pass, I always say, let's look at the what have you done for me latelys. Because these strategies get streaky. Institutional money is always rotating their assets, their money from one instrument to another and try to reduce the risk for one reason or another. So as they rotate it, our system does a great job of keeping a finger on the pulse of the market. And currently that NASDAQ 2-minute on the 50,000 1-day pass has hit 3 straight trades, 3 in a row. And there goes the haymaker. Yesterday the haymaker had a huge day on my computer. And this trade is taking this stop and dragging it up. The stop is 50 ticks behind us. We're risking 50 ticks to make 200. Took a nice entry. Yes, Stephen. Yes. You're the man. Stephen's red hot. He's got about 5 evals passed in the last week or two. Maybe 6 now. How many is that, Stephen? You're getting good, man. You're getting this thing down. And all of our decisions are data-driven. I just want to mention that. We always keep an eye on the data. If we see one that gets hot, what we do is we enable the strategies a few hours before the markets open. And we look to see, what comes top of our leaderboard. What I mean by leaderboard are which ones are up here in green. Those are the ones that are getting some good movement. So we look at the real short term, like the same session, and then we look back historically. How does that strategy historically perform? and that takes that provides weight in the decision-making process as well. Yeah, I want to say congratulations to my good friend. Let me see what his name was. Whoops. I don't want to mispronounce his name. Kumar. Congratulations, Kumar. Kumar hit a one-day pass on the NQ30 range. It didn't quite get there, but he's only $100 or $200 short. Boy, this market wants to fly today. 8. Steven got 8. Yes. Great job. Let's look and see what's hot, what's not. The YM signal B. Let's take a look at YM signal B. That one's been kind of hot lately. The bot. NQ30 range signal A. That's our haymaker. Gold signal A. Hey, good morning, Rao. Let's see what's hot and what's not. I've got 3 or 4 fresh evals. Crude oil has been real hot on the one-day passes. Crude oil is that one kicks in at about 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Eastern time. That crude oil one-day pass kicks in. Percentage-wise, in the short term, like the last few weeks, well, let's look at it. Let's check out our ODPs. Going from now the 15th to the 23rd. The crude oil, you can see here we've had $10,000 in winning trades, $8,200 in losing trades. Our percent profitable is just under 41% on crude oil. And that does it. That trades at 11 a.m. If I go to my analysis, I always like to look at the times a day that do the best. And you can see that 11 a.m. window has $8,000 in winning trades. So from 11 to 11:30, I've got this big green bar. And I see my gross profit is about $8,000. So that CL one-day pass, I'm going to set that up in one of these evals, see if I can get that over the hump today at 11. Our ES one-day pass does well from 9 to 9:30. The numbers on it, it has 7,800 in winning in profits, 8,500 in losses. The percent profitable on this one is only about 25%. So about a 1 in 4 chance. So I'd much prefer to trade crude oil. Gold, I just haven't been getting data. It runs very early in the morning. I have to start enabling my system earlier. Let's go to the NASDAQ 30 range. Now listen, this is very short term. This is the 15th to the 23rd. We've got 2,700, 4,400. I might have been looking at the long trades at the ES, but all trades, it's 44.69 in profits, 2,700 in losing trades, 42, almost 43%. So right now that's even better than crude oil. And I like to put these on a notepad. So I'm going to keep a record of all of these percentages. Good morning, Marcia. So this is July 15th to the 23rd. So I'll post this in the Discord a little bit later this afternoon. So 43% on the NASDAQ 30 range. Let's take a quick look at the 2-minute. The 2-minute has been red hot lately. It's got 13,000 in winners, 15,000 in losers, just under a 40% profitable rate on the 2-minute. And the Russell was red hot, cooled down a bit. Now we're down to about 28%. If I go back to the beginning of the month, it goes to 56%. So the Russell's not one to completely dismiss just yet. Got a lot of upside resistance. The YM is giving a beautiful signal here on a signal A. That would be a signal A entry. Got a lot of upside resistance on the NASDAQ. There goes the YM. The YM's in a beauty, and it did come up on my leaderboard this morning. So the YM did come up over our radar. Had a very productive session with the team yesterday regarding the pattern recognition. And those bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing, those are really great signals. We're making some really great headway. We're starting to learn which patterns are the money makers consistently. Here we go. This could be a nice signal B, a roll to the downside off of this upside resistance on the NASDAQ. Let's keep an eye on our signal B on the 30 range. Actually, our A, it popped back up to the long side. That upside support kind of scared me. I was looking at the 2-minute chart. I saw all those lines. What you do now is, I'm talking to Truck Wash. On your control center, if you click on the Strategies tab of your control center, boy, this thing wants to keep going. Let's see if we break through this upside resistance. Got some good buying pressure now. This thing might go right on through. Wow, that was a beautiful trade. Very nice. It did bounce, though. Your next step is... Oops. Let me come out of that. Your next step is on your control center. This is for truck wash. Click on your strategies tab. And you want to enable all of those strategies. Start at the very top one and left click and drag all the way down to the very bottom. And then right click and select enable. And you want to enable every single one of those strategies and let it start accumulating data. Right out of the box, because these do have an AI model, we want to get at least 10 trades on every single one of these strategies to start working. Once it gets 10 trades, the AI model is going to kick in and start adjusting your profit targets and your stops on your bots. So your next step is to enable all of the strategies. If you don't see the strategies under your strategies tab, then you may want to check your workspace, make sure you're on the right workspace. But if you see your charts, it leads me to believe that you're on the right workspace. So the important thing is you have to have the strategies enabled in order for them to run. Yeah, let's let them run in sim just for a day. Let's just see. Let's make sure that there's no issues. Sometimes we have to make some adjustments based on your log. We'll take a look at your log after it's run for a full session. Make sure you're getting very similar results, somewhat similar at first. Here we go with the signal B. Back in. Let's take a look at this haymaker on the B. Boy, the market's really flying today. Some really good trading opportunities. My goal really on my PA accounts is just a few hundred a day. I'm not trying to break the bank. Just a few hundred a day. There goes gold, Rao. Gold is in short. The 30 range is delivering today. Now our retirement plan just jumped in on this reversal. It's out very quickly. Right back in. Oh, it's been on 4 days. Okay, so now our next step is I'm glad we're having this conversation. So you've been running it for 4 days now. Now what we do is we make decisions based on the data. I would go to your trade performance. Once you go to your control center, go new, trade performance. And what will pop up is this right here. And if you click on this little filter here, if you click on it, you'll see all of the accounts that the system has traded in. And since you started 4 days ago, you might want to go back to Thursday or Friday of last week to today and generate. And then what I do is one by one, I go through each and every one of these strategies, and I look for the ones that are performing the best. I look at my ES signal B is about break even, and I'm going to find the strategy that has been performing the absolute best. And I can even go a step further and look at my analysis and see when it does the best. I could put it on the half hour of the day. Now, 4 days of data is not a lot to do a time optimization. But once you have 30 days of data, then this time optimization can come into play. So for now, I would just look at the summary of the last 4 days of each and every one of your strategies. And find the one that's doing the absolute best. 1 or 2. And once you've found it, then you would come over to your control center, and we want to switch it into your, if you've made the decision that that's a strategy that you want to trade in your live account, then your next step would be to come back to your control center, go back to your strategies, disable, let me disable this Steven account. Let me flatten this position. So if this was the strategy you would want to change, you would right-click on it and select Edit. And you would scroll down to your account. Let me make sure you can see this. Scroll down to your account and switch it right here to one of your Apex or whatever you're trading, your live account, whichever one account you choose. If I was going to put it in Apex 18, I put it there. I would make sure it's on the right instrument and it didn't change. And then I would click OK and enable it. And then you are ready to rock and roll. Then in the chart that's associated with that strategy, in your chart trader, you would put it on the live account that you just switched it to. This way you could see the trades. I hope that answers your question. If not, I'd be happy to get together with you this afternoon. And I've been meeting with a few of our members, and I'm going to start recording them because a lot of the questions are the same. And I think by recording them and having those recordings, I can kind of title them with what we covered. I think it's really great information that in those videos. Great. All right, so we kind of went into this ranging pattern here on the NASDAQ. It's got some buying pressure. It just can't break through all of those areas of resistance. We're getting good movement on gold, the YM, and the NASDAQ thus far. Russell's not bad either. We're back in the YM on a signal B. Here it is. Gold today with this, the way the market's moving, is doing the best on our signal A bot. Let's keep an eye on that. It's getting ready to trigger a long entry. So 11 a.m., we've got the crude oil one-day pass coming up. It's making another, it's testing that support, that upside support is coming back up to test it. You can see our 50 is just like a rainbow. Red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green. No clear direction. Very flat. Flat.
Order submitted.
What that Stevens strategy is looking at, I see it's very aggressive strategy. It's trading Unorenkos. Let me see if I can find my 8 Unorenko. I'll show you what it is. I might have closed it. There it is. This is what the Stevens strategy is looking at. It's looking at a Unorenko bar. It took a short entry, and now it's headed straight down to the profit target. Everything just triggered short. This might be the big roll. There goes to the short side. We got our haymaker and our prime time in there. Oh, I had a good feeling it was coming too. We have all that upside resistance. Oh, this Stevens strategy's crushing it today, gotta tell you. Steven is a signal C entry. And what the signal C is looking at, it looks for a pullback up to the 50 and then a roll back down in the direction of the trend. And it'll get in about the 4th candle. So we got a pullback and then a roll back down, jumped in on the 4th candle so it doesn't get faked out, and then rode it straight down to the bottom. And that strategy's up 1645 this morning. So a signal A on the 30 range now. We're looking for a retracement back up to the 50. And then we want a short roll to the downside. And that would be a really nice signal A on the 30 range. Nice and tight to that 50. Here it goes. This is our haymaker entry. Let me see if I can get it on a eval. Oh. Let me reset this. Jeez. I'm trying to fumble with my trade copier. It's kind of giving us the old stutter step. Nice one. Good trade, Truck Wash. YM has been trading very good. I don't mean to be staring in your faces. I notice my camera's on this screen here, and I'm just leaning in to try to mess with my trade copier. Let me open this in a new window. Alright, so I'm going to make my leader account. The Haymaker.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Ooh, look at YM taking off. This is the time that I like to start trading here, about a half hour after the market opens. I put the trend line on the 30 range. If you see, I have three, it looks like three moving averages, but this third line is actually the trend. And the trend line, we look for it to be ideally above the 15 on a long trade. I'm going to retest this.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Boy, I'm thinking of jumping in that YM myself.
Order submitted.
Okay, Mort. Let's see if we can get out of this channel we're in. I noticed yesterday the signal B on the ES caught a beauty. I think it was a long trade. I was talking to Kim, and it pushed right on through that upside resistance. Scored nicely. Got decent volume.
Order submitted.
Yeah. Could get another roll here. It's bouncing off that price. Was at 20,050. See if we can get this, if it rolls to the downside. We got room to the downside. I'm playing the signal B. What I did was I just enabled on my trade copier. I just put in my leader account to signal B because I see my Laguerre locked, and I see all this room to the downside. If we were looking at volume profile, like Mark had yesterday, it would show we got a lot of room, a lot of volume to the downside here. Not very much to the upside yet.
Order submitted.
Okay, we just jumped in. Let's see if we can get this trade to follow through. We're on the 30B AI drone.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
All right. We made about $65 on that trade. I'm going to keep it on the signal B.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Wow, look at that. Look at that prime time. That Steven account just running it up, man. Holy moly. That thing is going to town. Man. Let me find that chart again. Look at this thing. It also catches reversals. Catches reversals. And retracements to the 50 and a continuation into the trend. It's kind of similar to the signal A. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's turn that off. We're too close to that upside.
Order submitted.
Gold just triggered. Let's take a look at the gold trade.
Order submitted.
The bot pulled the profit targets way in. You see where my profit target is now on this bot? It's telling us that we don't have a very good trending market. So it pulled the drone told the bot, hey, in this market environment, put your profit target right here. That's about all we can hope to get. It's pulled everything in very tight. If I go to my drone, it'll be much wider. That's on the signal A. See, on my drone, you can see where my profit target is. It's down in right field. And my bot, it's very tight. So that's the system dynamically changing within the trading session based on the range of the market. So that's working as expected, as designed, I should say. So it's taking very little risk, and the profit target is very small, probably a 1-to-1.
Order submitted.
Yes, I'm trading one contract with that Steven strategy. I'm almost ready to put it on an eval account. The way this thing is trading today, it's just really running up the score. It really likes the way the market's moving. I think I'd be crazy not to put it in a live account right now. Let's look back a little history on Steven and see how it's been doing. Let me pull up my trade performance. Let's go back to July 1st on Steven. So it has a lot of, it's about a break-even strategy the way I have it set right now. I kind of run it wide open at first, and then I'll look at the analysis after 30 days and I'll try to do some adjustments to filter out some of this 37,000 in losing trades. It's got a heck of a lot of winning trades. The problem with this strategy is that right now it's overly aggressive. It's pulling in way too many losers. So if I look at the analysis of it, we could certainly time optimize it and cut out this hour pre-market, 8:30 to 9:30 is a loser. That would be one good place to start with it. And then we can go into the trades. We could set it up to have a bot and a drone, which I don't currently have. So that would probably be my next step. So it optimizes, it looks at this maximum adverse excursion, maximum forward excursion. On the winning trades, I like to see how much heat I took. So on a trade I made $285, I took $95 in heat. About 20 ticks, about 19 ticks of heat. This trade I made $510, but I only took 3 ticks of heat. So my winning trade so far, this one's $595. I took $70 in heat. So I know, looking at these numbers, that I could potentially move my stop way in on this strategy because it's taking very little heat. So I'm just looking at my profitable trades and seeing how much heat I took by looking at the MAE. This one I made, my profit on this trade was $555. I took 11 ticks of heat. So that's 5 or 6 in a row that I've taken very little heat on, and they've been big winners. This one got $495 in profit, and I took almost 40 ticks of heat. One contract, $5 a tick, be about 39 ticks. This one made $895, and I took about 30 ticks of heat. So it looks like I can move my stop in some too. Or what I could really do is make a bot and a drone and let them run together, and it will optimize itself and just time optimize it. Take out that morning hour, that 8:30 to 9:30. This might be an entry here. It likes to pull back and go, or a reversal. Either way. So now we're testing this upside. We might get through this first, 20,050. Looks like it's about to go short. I think what I'm going to do, since it's so red hot, why not just throw it in an account, right? So let's take it out of Steven. I think it was the very top one. Let's take it out of that. And let's put it in number 27. And let's give it a few trades.
Order submitted.
Just like that, it's in.
Order submitted.
Holy moly, look at that thing go. Well, that was a nice trade. Here we go again. Got the pullback. Oh. Let's put on our signal B on the 30 range. I lost my copier. Let me get it back. Count dashboard.
Order submitted.
I couldn't get it in time. Our haymaker and retirement plan just took off to the downside.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
It's prime time, baby. Let's do it.
Order submitted.
Tempted to close it there. We'll let it play out. Nice.
Order submitted.
Oh, we're right back in. We might have some more room to the downside. Well, this is an aggressive strategy. Come on, let's get that short roll. Go, baby, go. I want to get ready for the one-day pass on crude oils coming up at 11. I don't think my stop is trailing anymore.
submitted.
Wow, this thing's really trading, man.
Order submitted.
Well, I'm going to stop it right there. I kind of hit my goal, so I'm going to put it back in the Steven account. That worked out really nicely. So that's a really good example of, kind of our methodology of how we monetize these strategies. If we see one that's just the market environment lends well to that specific bot, we want to rotate our live account into it, and score some of those wins, make them count. It came right up to the top, starting right at the morning session. It took me a long time to become a believer. I know historically that it's about a break-even strategy the way I have it right now, but I've never optimized it. It has basically no filters whatsoever, and now is a good time, I think, to now that I see how good it could trade, is going back in time and looking at the winners and losers, and try to get rid of those losers. And we have conditions that are in the strategy that we can put in place to try to sidestep some of those losers. I know the time optimization, just looking at the analysis, eliminating that 8:30 to 9:30 would be a big winner, because the rest of our bars were green. But man, it loves this current market environment. Let's go back to Steven. And I'm going to get ready for the ODP on crude oil. Let's go back to Steven here. It's right back in. And I'm going to gear up for this one-day pass. What I'm going to do is take my trade copier. Make it the leader. And I'm going to follow it in 26. I'm going to take my PA account out of there. Fumbling around with this thing. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time.
Order submitted.
Okay. So now I've got the CL one-day pass, and number 17 as my follower. So we're going to, at 11 a.m., we're going to pull for that CL, that one-day pass. Okay. Let me clean it up some, Stephen. Give me to the end of the day today. If I put it in there, it's not like, it's kind of like in our bullpen. And I really like Sergio and the team to look at it as well. Mark, Sergio, Charles. I can do a rough draft today, but it would be in the bullpen. We have something called the bullpen, where before we actually release them and include them in our package that we deliver when someone places an order, we have what's called the bullpen of ones that look really promising in testing. And we share them with our community with that caveat. But you could see the potential on this thing. It's, man, today it just loves these market conditions today. There goes our signal A too on the 30 range. Gets in much earlier. Gets in, well, not much, but a little bit earlier. A little bit, let me tell you, a little bit means a lot when you're trading. I was talking to Raul the day before yesterday, and we just had one little tick of difference of our entry, and mine was went on to become a full winner, and his wicked out, and I made 900 on the trade, and he lost, I think 150. So one tick can mean the difference of winning or losing a trade. There's no doubt. So that's signal C. This prime time. I'm going to call it the prime time. It would be actually a revision to the current prime time. Boy, this thing could go all the way. This is unbelievable. This strategy is just knocking it out of the park today. Oh, I'm sick I took it out of my Apex account. Look at that. That strategy made $3,000. Plus, I put it in my Apex. It made $550 in my Apex. This strategy's up $3,500 trading one contract today. It's right back in. Now it took a reversal. Wow. Unbelievable. We're coming up to crude oil time. Let me put that where gold is. Gold very quietly did nicely today. The bot had, very tight profit targets and stops, and it made 400. So gold hit nice. NASDAQ is just crushing it. Our YM is up 500. So a really good diversity of strategies today. See, these are the entries I know it will also take. Is we get a pullback and continuation down. It loves those entries. Or it'll just take a huge reversal if the market's really oversold. Could take a continuation up. Yep, did.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Be interesting to put the moving averages on this chart and hey Evie. Is it best to run both the bot and the drone at the same time? If you're running Signal A? Yes. Yeah, Signal A is a bot that does have the AI technology. So you would have to run that with the drone for it to work properly. I need to. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring crude oil up. Crude oil's getting a nice entry. Boy, that's a beautiful Signal A entry on crude. Look at this. Look at this prime time strategy. Steven. Maybe we just call it Steven. Huh? Man, Steven is the man today. Holy moly. $3,000. Really $35.50. $3,000. I think on YouTube Live that might be a record. We know that I put it in my Apex and made 500 at least. I think 550. And this might be a record day for YouTube Live on a strategy. And look, it wants more. It's hungry. This thing is just crushing it. I think I should trade this on the one-day pass. Maybe I will. We could take a ATM strategy. It's on the NASDAQ. Oh no, I would have to put it in the strategy itself. Maybe after this trade, I'm thinking of scaling it up to 10 contracts. Why not take a one-day pass in this one? 10 contracts and need 60 ticks. 60 ticks would be a $300 profit on one. So let's see if it gets to 300 on this trade. Yep. That would have hit the one-day pass right there. You want to give it? Let's give it a try. I have a couple of evaluations. My goodness, this thing is on fire. Well, this is a record breaker by a long shot now. This is a record breaker. For a single session. Jeez. Look at that. 36. Hold on here. Let's turn this thing off for a minute. Let me get. Let's turn this off. Let's try something on it. Let's try to level up. We'll go to 10 contracts on it. We'll go for 31.50. Let it lose 2,500. We'll put it at 10 contracts. And we'll go for 62 ticks. Oh, that's the first stop loss. What is the stop loss? 2,500. Doesn't really matter.
Order submitted.
And let's put it in the let's put it in number 17.
Order submitted.
Let's enable this thing. And number 17. And we need a retracement back up to the 50 and a continuation down. Let's go for the gusto.
Order submitted.
ODP. ODP. Let's do it. Prime time. Let's get it.
Order submitted.
You could. It's up to you, Paul. Some people like to do a variety of them. They'll put one eval on crude, one eval on Nasdaq. It's totally up to you how you want to play it. You could potentially do multiple at once. This way, you kind of don't have all your eggs in one basket. Here we go. We're in. Let's see if we can make it. The ODP, we need a little bit of a... Here we go. Let's do it. Push it up. Come on now. Come on now. These unrealized gains are going to kill me. I'm in a little bit of trouble now. Yep. Did not make it. Well, we went for it. Let me change my crude oil one. I got one more to play with. Let's see here. We got number 26. Number 26. We're going to try the crude oil on 26. And try to just jump back in. I wish we would have got the short trade, but it is what it is. Let's go back to Steven. Okay. So that was, that was 17. So let's take 17 out. Okay, we got one more ODP coming up at 11 on crude oil. We had to give it a shot. I should have dragged my stop up. If you get those unrealized gains up over 1,000, kind of got to squeeze them a little bit. Here's the same trade. Let's see the signal A on here. We get a retracement. Oh, it's trading 10 contracts again. Wait, let me close this. Okay, wait. Let me that's not fair. Let me disable it. Let's put it back to where it was. I think this was at 40. Okay, right before 11, I'm going to run to the restroom. Excuse me for just a minute. I do have the crude oil locked in, loaded. Nice fresh eval. We're going to go for the CL one-day pass. Which is a really aggressive strategy. I want to just mention that it's not for everybody. It's absolutely not the strategy we would go to once we have a funded account. The sole purpose of the one-day pass is to pass an evaluation in one trade, one or two trades, and that's it. It's a very aggressive way to do it. That strategy isn't going to help you maintain that account. Once it's a PA account, we're going to have to go to a much more conservative strategy. I've talked to some people that love it and some people that hate it. It kind of has a love-hate relationship with people. Look at the Dow selling off. Okay, I'm going to run to the restroom really quick. Excuse me just for a minute. What an exciting day trading, man. I'll tell you, I've never seen a strategy like do what that Steven did. That was amazing. It's right back in again. Oh, I lowered the profit target. I need to go back in and fix it. I had it much higher. think I had it at 180. After this trade, I'll fix it.
Order submitted.
Wow. What do you make of that, Mort? Look at that. Excuse me just for a sec.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, made it in a minute to spare. Let's go to our CLODP.
Order submitted.
Let's fix our target on the Steven.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Nice, Steven. I got so distracted. This is what our leaderboard looks like so far today. Steven just made 1,200 on his PA account with the Haymaker. That's our 30 range. On the NASDAQ, I'm going to look for some money. I'm going to try to get a trade in on my PA accounts also. Let's see what positions we're in right now. We've got a conflicting position. signal A and B on crude. Wow. I see it's in there right now. Holy moly, it's still in. That must be the trade that Stephen. This could go all the way. Man, this system's tearing it apart today, bro. Man, mighty. These bots are really crushing the market today. It's amazing. Oh, that was my crude. Right at 11, my big move down. Man, we just missed it. Well, I think it's a signal A. It might take the reversal back up to the 50. We'll see. Look at that. Popped right back up. Unbelievable. Kiss my stop. Get in the profit window. Yep, there we go. Nice. Nice. I'll tell you, had I had the ATM correct on this, I shortened it for the ODP. But normally it's at 180. It would have probably would have hit a full winner on this long move. The drone is still in. The drone's going for the drone is reading what the full range of the market is, and it's going to tell the bot for the next trade, hey, let's put our profit target right around here. So it's still scouting out for the bot what the range was. Now it hit the stop, and it'll see what the maximum forward excursion was on the average of the last 10 moves. So the bot and the drone are doing pretty well. The drone is up 610, and let's see where our bot is on that signal B. It's up 715, a little better. Our 2 minutes not doing that great today. It's been the 30 range that's been crushing it. I'm curious to see where the prime time is. Let me put this one in a new window. Turn it off. Unlock it. I'm going to go back to the NQ30B, the bot, and put it on my PA account. $26. 17. 26, okay. Let's take a look at this channel that we're in. $9.33 and about 44. So we're headed right back up to the about 50. 44, 44, 50. We're a bit oversold now on crude. We just missed that short entry by about 15 minutes. 10:45. Thanks, Stephen. I gave it a shot. Let me just scroll back up. Wow, Stephen. I don't know if that's the same message as earlier, or you passed another one. I see you got 1200 on your PA. Great job, man. Yeah, Evie. The Stephen isn't testing. It's actually a variation of our prime time. We have a strategy called prime time. It runs on an 8 Unorenko. We're coming right up to the top of our channel here.
Order submitted.
Signal B jumped in. I didn't enable my copier on this one. I just don't see the room to the upside, but it really does have the room. You could see my trend line on my chart. It just crossed the 15 when we took that entry. This is my trend line right here. I got a cross on the trend line. Those are good entries. They're not the earliest entries, I can tell you that. Here we go again. Here we go again. Looks a lot like the last trade.
Order submitted.
Here we go with the ODP. We're in. We are in. Let's go. See if we can get a retracement right back up to that 50. Let's do it. ODP. This is our window, 11 to 11:30 on this crude oil. It's been trending down all morning, so we're in a counter trend trade. I might be the only person in the world going long crude oil. We're only looking for 32 ticks, so we just need a nice retracement. I can see my retracements in the past are not that big. Not the best trade.
Order submitted.
Stop this out. Okay, we're going to live to fight another day with that account, though. Might put us back in short, I'm hoping. Look at this 30 range. Wow. Haymaker. Whoa, look at this one. This one's off the charts. Needed to pull back up. I need this RSI line to get up in this green area and then take a short roll is what I'm really hoping on. Needed to come up just a little bit higher. Wow, look at that haymaker. Going right up to that area of resistance. In the profit window, you could breathe easy. Look at that. Bam. All the way. Unbelievable. Let's look at our drone. Man, it went all the way. Does it keep going? I think it's a little too overbought. This thing went up a country mile. level up. Let's go for this 1 day pass short. We lost 978 on account 26. So let's put it on account 26.
Order submitted.
Man, it jumped right back in long. And let's put on a 1 day pass strategy. If I have one. And Q10 I think I have. Q5. Let's sell it.
Order submitted.
Let's give it a shot. I entered manually. Let's see if we can get it to go. Need to break that pivot. Come on, break through there, crude. All right, we're going to wrap it up after this. Hey, Brandon. Yeah, it sure did wake up. Hey, there's Vincent. Hey, Vince. Here we go. ODP, we're in once again. Crude oil. Bottom left. I don't have as much wiggle room now. Took a $900 loser on the 1 day pass a little earlier. But now we're in the direction of the trend. We just needed to break through this pivot. The NASDAQ, you could see, is like a rocket ship. There's nothing slowing it down. My haymaker just reached the P&L limit of the day. And you can see my leaderboard. It's just running it up on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has the potential to do this. It's just a powerhouse. Oh, crude oil does not want to cooperate. I just got stopped out on that ODP. So the ODP was not to be today. I gave it 2 shots. I gave it my best effort. That's the thing. That's the one thing with playing the ODPs. It's a hit or miss. It's a very aggressive strategy. Today I came out on the wrong side of it. The good news is I did do pretty well on one of the other PA accounts, and that was trading the prime time. We'll call him Steven. This Steven strategy today set the single day record on YouTube Live today. It was up over $4,000. If you add in the $550 I made here, it's just under $4,200, and you could see this thing. It just racked it up today. Just winner after winner after winner. Up, down, it didn't matter. This thing was all over the market. It started early. It came right out to the top of my radar. And then we switched it into Apex. We took a few winners. And it just continued to get winner after winner. And it's up over 30. If you add in what I made on my Apex on it, it's up just under $4,200. So just an incredible trading session for the Steven strategy. And I'm going to make just a couple minor adjustments and pop it into the bullpen for our members. And just a really exciting day today. So, man, great day today. I hope that you'll come back tomorrow. Let's give it another shot tomorrow. Just a great day for the AI auto trader. The leaderboard, it was really, we had a couple of one-day passes earlier on the 2-minute. The 2-minute hit its one-day pass in its time window. The NQ30 range got into the profit window. Didn't clear the hurdle, but it got us close. And then what can I say? It was just the NASDAQ really stole the show. We had the YM had a really nice strategy in there, but the NASDAQ, the haymaker, hit our profit goal, which is at 2,000, which is very ambitious. If I make it to 500, I'm a bit of a chicken. I err on the side of caution. I'm very conservative, but my profit goal is about 500. I hit it on one of mine and I stopped, and potentially I had, could have ran up the score, but I'm happy with my 500. I didn't give it back. That's the key. The Russell drone up 700. The YM drone up 500. The gold bot up 350. And then the YM bot 225s. And I've got a crude oil and gold with a very nominal gain. So a really great trading session. Very exciting to watch that Steven strategy today break the record with over $4,000 trading just one contract. Just one contract. Made $4,000 in one trading session. So that was a great session. Thanks again for joining me today. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. Let's give it another shot and see how it goes. Let's see what this does. Let me come back to the right edge of my chart. It went in for a reversal to the downside, but the NASDAQ wants to keep running. Man, if it did get some steam to the downside, it's got a long way down. Wide open space. Let's see if it can find it. Rod Allen, good to see you, sir. Let's see if Primetime can light it up one more time. And here we go. Hey, Paul, it's really, I love trading. It's really, I enjoy it. But thank you very much. Let's see if we can catch this. We've got some running room to the downside. Let's see if we can get there. But yeah, I cannot listen. I'm going to share this with you today. If it broke a daily record, if it broke our record, yeah, I think you deserve to have it. I just, want to throw the caveat out there that we need some optimization on this strategy yet. But everyone is over 21. Here we go. Let's ride it. Let me put on my notes. The Steven strategy to the bullpen. Take a quick look at the stock market. It's up small. Here we go with the big tumble down. Prime time. Steven. Yeah, these candles have about a 50 tick reversal. It's an 82040 Unarenko. 8 ticks. In the direction of the trend, a new bar is formed every 8 ticks. In order for it to reverse, end to end, it's got to go about 49 ticks. Came up and said hello to us. And Unarenko's really smooth out the chart very nicely. Smooth out the static. The only bad part about a Unarenko bar is it obliterates price action. So you don't see that those candlestick patterns. But with an automated system, who needs it, right? Let's go. If you can make $4,000 in one session on one contract, you got my attention. And this does have some major room to the downside after that huge move up. Let's see where our volume's at. Our volume, you can see on my bottom right, that's contracts per minute. And we're coming into the lunch hour. I think that account I blew out just tried to take another trade. Oh, coming mighty close. Just about got us. Okay, let's end it right there, everybody. It ended up with 36.25 plus 550, just under $4,200. So have a blessed day, everybody. God willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Very exciting day. Thanks for joining me. Have a blessed rest of your day, everybody. Bye-bye.